Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special unboxing, something that came in that was part of a very unique pass around that I got a chance to check out. I'm pretty excited. I think Big Red EDC had this last and this was sent to me, and I'm going to be sending this to Zach stuff right after this. Great channels, go check those out. Today I'm opening it up with my Crispy Donut Community Chicago. Beautiful little knife with the black sprinkles over here, black G10 and titanium back. Beautiful little knife. The action on this is ridiculous. Really enjoyed this knife. All right, so let's get into this here. Let's find out the place to open the box so I can open it correctly without destroying the box. Because we'll probably use this box to ship it right back out. Trying to keep all that nice information covered up over there. Let's see. There we go. That should be it right there. So let's go ahead and just take a look. I think that's it. Did I get everything? Maybe not. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're talking. All right, so there's a note in here. We'll put that off to the side. Got some some peanuts. Let's see if we can get this out without the peanuts flying everywhere. All right, we got that. There's some other stuff in here. Okay, Rob. Okay. All right. Zach. All right, this is for Zach. Oh, this is part of the different groups. Look at that. That's cool. Roll Shambo. So each got a little something. That's nice of them. That's super cool. All right, very, very cool. I'm going to put this to the side. So we'll just look at this. This is Crispy Donut Community, guys. You guys got to go check them out. They've got a lot of great stuff. So what do we got here? We've got some Pivot Lube lubricant. Crispy Donut Community. We got the official chubby card. Very cool. All right, very, very nice. That's really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we got in here. This is something really special. I'm super excited to share this with you guys. All right, so in here, we got wrapping within wrapping. All right, this is a prototype. All right, so what we got here, so we got some different types of scales to show off. All right, so let's see this. This right here is called the Outbreak. It is a Magnacut, I believe. Let's take a look. All right, so I'm just going to take these out just so we can compare. Put this off to the side. All right, so before we start, looks like you can get the donut ones like that, or you can get, with the sprinkles, which I like that. That's nice texture. See, I really like it over here too. To me, that's like a perfect texture. So this will be the one that I'll order, right? So, but this just to show you, looks like there's some opportunities. So if you wanted something that was perhaps a little smoother and that's more your cup of tea, that is available, right? So very, very cool in titanium. So I'm gonna put those off to the side for now so we can focus on this knife. All right, so this is the Outbreak. Titanium scales, nice rounded lanyard loop back there, which is nice. Okay, so just a personal gripe of mine, right? I love Giant Mouse. Love their designs. I just can never keep one because every time their little lanyard loop hole, it's always got some sharp edges, and every single time it causes a blister there, and I end up selling the knife or returning it because of that. So that's interesting. All right, so we've got a nice flipper, great jimping up here. I like the jimping up here, and one of the things that they fixed really great, they had this jimping in this prototype. I got a chance to check this out, and it was really aggressive, and they fixed that. It's nice and smooth, perfect for texture, but not enough to tear you up. So, and the jimping is very, very functional. To me, that's really important. So this feels like really good jimping. I like that. I like that a lot. Nice aesthetic clip that goes with it. It's a milled deep pocket carry clip. It's got some good flexibility. Nice ramp to go over. That's really cool. We'll have to check the in and out pocket of that. Oh, nice and dead nut center. I do like that. Beautiful, beautiful. Nice thumb studs, very functional. Flipper, and that. I've got large hands, so, but meaty fingers. So a lot of times my hands are more like an extra large because of the meaty fingers I have, right? So just something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and do a flip and see what this is like. All right, real quick. It is a frame lock. It's got a steel bar insert with an over travel stop, which is awesome. Real quick, those are all T8s. Oh, hold on. I think that's all T8. That's okay. That's a personal thing I really like, and I appreciate when they do that. Oh, wait a second. That might be a T10. Oh, my goodness. Is that a T10? Yes, a T10 pivot. Okay. That's stinking cool, but I bet these are T8s. Yeah, T8s. Let's check that. Yeah, so this is T8, just so you know. T8s. That's really nice. Okay. All right, if you're going to make a premium knife, that's the way to go. I like that. Very light. I got to tell you, we're going to look at this. I bet there's some good milling on the inside for weight relief. All right, so I got to flip this. I want to feel it. Okay. All right, then. All right, then. Let's get that in hand. All right, so I've got large hands. Mind you, meaty fingers. So I'm kind of pushing the limit here a little bit. I've got extra large hands. Now, mind you, if you got thinner fingers, your extra large hands are going to definitely fit on here. If you've got really thin fingers, you've got double extra large hands, they're definitely going to fit on here. Just remember, I got the meaty fingers, all right? So I don't got little skinny, stubby little knuckles. Just to let you know, all right? Wish I did, but I don't. The jimping, very functional. It doesn't rip up. Oh, and I like this. I like this. Look at this. Jimping up there, especially if you want to use, this is a tanto blade. Compound grind, flat here, hollow grind here. Oh, comes that nice, yeah, you can feel that hollow grind. All right, let's feel that edge. Ooh, nice and sharp, nice and sharp. Got a point there, that's good. I love that. Okay, so this is a nice satin finish. You've got an angle this way, got an angle this way, got an angle this way. So 3 sanded points of finishing on here. That's really nice. All right, so I don't know if you noticed, this is a prototype. So I just let everybody know, when I review and look at a prototype, I handle those differently, right? I don't look at it as a finished product, but I know the goal of it is, and I know that things can improve and things can be fixed, right? So, you know, I might find something that to me is a personal thing that, you know, they may fix down the road. So it's a prototype. But that being said, this is the concept, and I'm looking at it as a concept. So I like that a lot. All right, that being said, it is also Magnacut. Do you see that? Magnacut. So titanium handles, Magnacut, nice. And let's look at that inside milling. Yeah. Can you get the light on that? Let's see if it's a little better on this angle over here. Yeah, you can see that. So nice weight relief. That's what's giving it weightness. All right, so dead center right there, which is right in the grip. That's nice. It is really light. I've got to measure this. So prototypes, I don't do a full review on. And I think that we may just do a full overall view of this here and kind of just tear it apart in the sense of just get into it and enjoy it, right? But I want to say, let's see here. Yeah, 3.6 ounces with titanium, and that's ridiculous. Ridiculously good, I mean. That's really, really nice. All right, so action's nice on the flipping. All right, let's do that drop again. Oh, yeah, look at that. Let's do the nice reverse flick with the thumb studs. Thumb studs work really well. Okay, all right, so light switch works nice. I can do the push button. Now, I'm kind of a 45, 60 degree angle here. I'm not straight down like this. And I sort of could do it. It's not as comfortable. But if I kind of go right here, it's got enough detent. It's kind of crisp. Now, some people are going to be like, yeah, you could fail it, right? But you can tune this. It's a prototype. So sometimes prototypes will come in a little crispier. And if they come in too crispy, you can always tune it to be a little lighter. And if it comes in a little lighter, you can always tune it to be a little crispier. I suspect that this will probably become a little crispier in being it's a Crispy Donut Community knife. Yeah, all pun intended. Yes, I take it. You know, bad jokes, bad dad jokes. You know, we'll just let it go. We'll just let it go. How about that? All right, so yeah, really nice. Really, really nice. All right, so I like the profile. This is a very kind of a cutter, user-friendly. So can you choke up here? Let's see. Yeah, I can choke up here for sure. So it gives you a whole lot of extra room up here. Now it's a little rounded here. It's definitely a trigger kind of point of a choke. Now mind you, if I choke and squeeze together, I'm definitely keeping myself away from the choil and the blade right here. So that's nice. This will keep my hand locked in here. My hand will be back here and I can be locked in. And I think that's cool for like if you wanted to do a really hard push cut, right? That's nice. I think back here it's really cool. Let's see here. All right, so let's look at this also. Blade to handle ratio. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Full utilization for sure. I like that. All right, so the clip here, it almost seems like the lanyard took a priority, but it didn't. This is like sort of the best of both worlds. So the lanyard, folks, you're going to love this because the lanyard loop looks like priority. But for you guys who like the deep pocket carry clip, this is also a priority. It's going to be a relatively deep carry, okay? It's using the 2. It doesn't look like it's reversible, which, you know, it's a premium knife, you know, and sometimes they don't always do that. Yeah, it is a cut inset into the liner, so that's definitely one of those things. You know, who knows? Maybe they'll have a lefty version at some point, depending on how this takes off. So this is a Kickstarter right now. check out the link below. Get in on the Kickstarter. This is definitely a premium knife. Cage ball bearings, I can tell that for sure, because the action is really nice. Let's see, where's that detent? All right, so you clear that detent right there, which, yeah, that's easy to get by. So what I'm saying here is I drop this right here, I'm cleared with a detent. I'm not gonna have a double clutch situation. That is, to me, that's key. If you want this to be a fidgety, kind of a fun knife, then that's critical. All right, so reverse flick, I'm putting my hand on the clip. I can absolutely do a reverse flick on this thing. We can do a reverse flick here as well. Nice crisp pop. And the flipper works really nice. Yeah, I like that. So can definitely get in there like that. Definitely not a super huge bar, which is great. Oh, okay, that's a nice touch. That, to me, sometimes people forget that. You see how it's nice and soft and rounded right there? That can be a pocket shredder. Can also be uncomfortable, but it definitely tear up your pants. So that's a nice premium touch. Rounded all the way around, no sharp edges, even up here. Where typically people skip out on the corners. You feel that? It's not round, it's not sharp. And yeah, okay, I was gonna say, my first thought was, okay, there's gonna be a sharp edge right there. They chamfered that. You see that? A little chamfering right there. That's a nice touch. Okay, there's a lot of things being thought about here. It is chamfered all the way around. It's contoured, right? Contoured with a chamfering, which means there's no sharp edges. I'm doing a squeeze test. Let me do that. Yeah, no sharp. Up here, squeeze top, no sharp. This jimping, okay, you go over it, nice and soft, you squeeze down, it holds you, it locks you in place. It's one of those jimpings where your fingers can get into the grooves, really give you some traction, but if you just want to move past it, absolutely you can. Get into the groove, yeah, really hold that in place. All right, so reverse, definitely, oh, that's nice up here. You can put your thumb, really nice placement if you need to do a push cut, right? If you're getting into some cardboard or plastic and you're really trying to push cut, if you're trying to do a pull cut, yeah, you can definitely get into that for a pull cut. That happens if you're cutting cardboard, plastic, leather, whatever, whatever you're working with. All right, so let's look at that lockup. Lockup, we're good, 30%. Action's really nice. So I suspect these are OEM cage bearings, which are going to be great, wonderful. No questions asked there. That is perfectly fine. And I have my little iPad up here because I had the information. Come on, open up. Oh, now I gotta open it here because I was looking at the Kickstarter. It talks a little bit about the details and specs and everything like that. So, yeah. So this is going to be a 7.5 inch overall knife. Close is going to be about 4.25 inches. The blade length is 3.25, and we'll measure that. Let's get our measurements out here. Move my drink out of the way. Since I'm going to be doing a review. Overview, because it's a prototype, right? This is a prototype, so realize I'm not going to do a hard review. This knife is going around to people. It's a prototype. You don't hard use this. Other people are going to get a chance to check this out. But let's take a look here. So we're looking at a knife that is around 7.5 inches. Absolutely. The grip area here is about 3.75. If you do the choke up, you get about 4.25 inches. The overall length of the blade, we're looking at a knife that is 3.25 inches, exactly right on the nose. Let's look at the overall cutting length. We're about just under about 3.1/8 of an inch if you go cutting length that way, but it's got a nice belly to it, right? Nice stout tip with that flat grind. It's going to be good poking, as all my viewers are going to notice. Dog food, cat litter, mulch, fertilizer, cases of water, Amazon boxes, gifts, presents, right? Anniversary presents, Christmas presents, whatever else. This is going to be nice. And envelopes, man, really nice, thin behind the edge. That hollow grind is really sweet. Yeah, that's going to be a nice cutter for sure. Yeah, and that nice flat grind up there really give you some good solid strength as you're cutting through the tip. So that's nice. Definitely very nice. I like the texturing. Personally, between the two scales, you may be a smooth scale, and that's totally cool. But I got to tell you, personally, I like this. I like this. When they first talked about this knife right here, I said, man, it would be cool if you had a titanium scale in this version. I still would love to see this one with a titanium scale. I think that would be stinking cool. But, and this is S35VN blade steel, right? This is Magnacut. And I suspect they're going to shoot. Okay, so the hardness that they're going for is around 61 to 63. I'm hoping it's 62, 63. Really don't want to see 61 now. I feel like that'd be a bummer. At least try for 62. That's what I'm hoping they can get, right? Because that's going to be on the acceptable side. 63 would be awesome. It is made by Best Tech. So Best Tech is the OEM for this. So there's a good chance they can get to 62 for sure. And the way I always check that out is once I get a knife, I won't do it. This is a prototype, okay? I'm not going to do it, but prototype, I would check the stropping, right? And it's not a scientific test for me, but realize, you know, I don't have a Rockwell hardness meter or anything like that. And there are some out there, awesome. Transparent Knives, he does a lot of that stuff, really cool. You should go check out Transparent Knives, another fun channel to watch. But I can determine how long it takes me to strop up Magnacut. Usually, a lot of times that tells me where I feel like what they're closer to, right? Are they closer to the ideal or are they not? The reverse flick is really nice. Thumb studs are really nice. They work really well. All right, so it's guided right in there. You just follow that, pop right out. Likewise, too, follow right in there. Oops, let me get in there. Pops right out, which is really nice. Same way with here. Now, I'm going to use a clip. You can clip, pop it out, reverse flick. Here, pop it out, reverse flick. I know it's not a lefty per se, but I know a lot of lefties, they'll carry something that's a left-hand pocket. We'll see what Lefty EDC has to say about it, what his thoughts are on it. It's definitely in the size what he likes, and size what I like. I'm around 7.5 to 8 inch kind of knife. That's the ideal size. I'll go 8 1/4, maybe 7 1/4. Definitely, it's got to be at least over 7, right? That's the ideal, and I've got to make sure I've got to at least be able to get a full presentation on here. So if I squeeze up really tight, you can see an extra large can get in there. Now, remember, I got meaty fingers. Definitely a lot of room here. I think the action is really nice. I mentioned before they're OEM caged bearings, and the reason why I even mentioned that is because I would probably put Skiffs in here, and I'm not going to tell you that those washers, cage bearings that they're in there, aren't nice cage bearings, and they'll do really well for most people. This is really nice. I just like to put Skiffs in everything. I do. I really like Skiffs, and Skiffs make something just really nice. I'll tell you. I put Skiffs in this guy. Look at that action with Skiffs. I mean, it was great before, but this is buttery smooth. Just look at that. You see that? Just buttery smooth. Buttery stinking smooth. It just drops. Control shot. You know, you control drop. You get that almost customs mid-tech kind of version of it. Yeah, it's nice. It's very fidgety. I like that. I like that a lot. Let me get in there. Yep, absolutely nice. Got a nice strong reverse flick here. Works really, really well. I like that. That's fidgety. That's fidgety goodness there, right there. All right, dead center still. Dead center. No blade play. No pivot play. And I will tell you, if it had a little pivot lash here, putting Skiffs in there fixes that 99.9% of the time. Let's listen to that detent click here. I'm gonna bring the mic close. Nice little click there. Let's do it again. Oop, I got in the way. Let's do it one more time. Yeah, there you go. Any detent lash? Nope, it's in there really solid. Yeah, really solid. And I was going to look in there real quick. On that, is there, almost looks like it's a ramp, but there's not. It's just a smooth transition. Yeah, very cool. All right. Really nice little knife here. I got to tell you, it's not super small, but it's not a, it's not a giant full-size knife, right? I mean, we're looking at a knife that's, like I said, it was about 7.5 inches, which some people can call that smaller. Some people can call that, I call that about a good medium to large size, right? It's not a full-size knife, but it's definitely great EDC size knife. I like that a lot. It's got a lot of nice little unique aesthetics. The blade shape is unique. Here's your Tonto. Typically a Tonto straight square. This has got kind of a little curve up to it. It's not a recurve, it's still flat, so it's easy to sharpen, right? And you've got a little kind of bowed flex on there, which is nice. I like that. I think, is this? Yeah, this also had a compound grind. So it's hollow here and it's flat on the top with a nice huge swedge on there. And on this one, okay, no swedge, but that's all right. It's all right. It's nice and flat all the way top. Ooh, this is even rounded on the top here. Some nice touches. It's not super sharp. That's done really well. Yeah, very cool. Very cool little knife. There's a lot of positives here. T8s all the way around. Chamfered all the way around. I like this jimping. It's very functional. It's not, you see I run over this, it's not grippy and destructive, but I put in there and it's really got some great traction. I like that. All right, so the cutaway to the frame lock, really nice axis, nice and chamfered on the lock bar. That's really important. Okay, let's feel that. All right, it's not exhausting. It's not tiring. I don't have to have, even with big meaty fingers, it's easy to get to, easy to access. This is super fidgety friendly. And I like that detent. There's no double clutch. Like, you know, if it didn't hit that detent ball till it was way down here, you would have a double clutch. So that's really nice. Right there, just nice drop. I can do all this one-handed. That's really, really stinking sweet. The flipper works really well. Yeah, this is cool. This is really stinking cool. Really well executed and a unique aesthetic. And I like this for texture. It's very different, right? It's not your traditional texture, you know, the beautiful milling. Sometimes they have some, and don't get me wrong, I love all the different milling types, but I love to see that uniqueness come through, right? To me, that's just kind of stinking cool. I think it's awesome. You know, this was always nice to have that kind of texture on there. So very, very cool prototype. I'm pretty darn excited to try this out. One thing we didn't check out, let me go ahead and I want to do the blade stock thickness. So, you know, since we're not doing a full review on this, we're just going to kind of do an unboxing and impressions because it's a prototype, just so you know. It's a prototype, and I want to get this on to the next person. Zach Stuff, I'm going to be sending this out to him so he can get a chance to take a look at this. We want everybody to let all their subscribers and everybody know about it as quickly as we can because we want to support Crispy Donut Community. It's a really cool knife. All right, so we're looking at a blade stock thickness of 129 thousandths of an inch, so 0.12, 0.13 inches. You know, it's not super thin, but it's not super thick. It's a good, sturdy, usable thickness, especially with this nice hollow grind. It becomes a great slicer, nice strong tip for all sorts of good functional use. The action is really nice. Yeah, I'm going to like that. I'm going to like that a lot. Can't wait till the production comes in. Yeah. So now, the only thing, if I were to recommend, okay, so let's do a little nitpick, right? If I was going to recommend anything, I'm just going to, these are the small things that if they can want to, you know, once they go to production, and if they want to, you know, maybe adjust. I don't know if this is intentional. I like this a lot, and I like the fact that it's flat. It would be nice if this was a little easier for that second finger to get onto. It was maybe a little easier to get there like this. This right now has just a small surface there. It would be nice if you could angle that a little bit more. So this finger, because it's sort of like a trigger troil you're trying to get up here to kind of hold and lock it, that would be really nice. That would be really nice to have that just maybe a little more accessible that way. I know you're not going to do a full finger choil on that thing, I get it, but this would be nice so that when I choke up like this and I'm up here like this would have maybe just a little more here, you know? Because you can see right here, you have plenty of room. You know, this flipper thing doesn't have to be this thick. Just an idea. Just an idea. My personal preference, right? The other one is I like this down here. This is really cool, right? It would be cool, and I don't know how feasible it is, if they could bring this out just a little bit. And I guess they're going for this because of the blade, but, you know, have this come out a little bit more. That might be able to bring the clip up a little bit. You might go from here, because right now we're about here. You might be able to go to about right here for pocket carry. That would be just a little bit, just a possibility, you know. Again, these are just things that I look at, right? It doesn't mean that everybody else is going to agree. A lot of people would be like, oh, I love this. This is great. And I think it's cool. I do. I think it's cool. But I'm just saying, it's my aesthetic. I'm now looking at it from my aesthetic perspective. I still like everything about this a lot. But very, very cool. There's a lot of finishes. I really thought I was going to have to talk about that. They took care of that. T10, that's stinking cool. Now, I don't know if it's a captive pivot. That's the other thing, right? At a premium knife, is this going to be a captive pivot? And I don't know if it said that. I was looking at it, and I didn't see anything about the captive pivot. You've got 2 screws on here. At a premium knife, it would be nice. You could go ahead and do 2 screws. That's perfectly fine. Just it would be nice to have a captive pivot in there, where you have a little D shape on the pivot collar, right? The sleeve, the pivot sleeve, where it's a D shape and it gets locked in to the scales. That would be really nice. Just something to think about. You know, if they could consider that, that would really be, to me, kind of an important thing, especially on a premium knife. I think that would really be a nice touch, okay? So those, I think that's really all I can come up with on this. And even then, those are kind of minor, right? Because everything else is really nice. The weight of this knife is great. The fidgety, you know, if I were to, as a prototype, again, I can't review it like a full knife, but as a prototype, if I were to give it the fidgety goodness, this works well, this works well, this works well. I don't have any bonus flick in here, and that's okay. But those 3 things work really, really well, and they work really well left-handed, right? All the way around. I like that a lot. And solid and easy to get to, easy for it to drop, one-handed, everything. That is just nice. Whew. I got to give this a 6. 6 on the fidgety goodness, and that's a lot with only 2 means of deployment, technically, thumb studs and the flipper. So I'm going to give it a 6, which is like a little, almost like normally I give when they have a bonus flick. So I'm going to give it a 6 because everything's executed so well, especially here with the liner lock. I really, really think that's fantastic, right? So as far as fidgety goodness, you know, what is the fidgety goodness as far as the fidget factor? So the fidget factor was a 6. The fidgety goodness to me right now in this prototype. Now it's a prototype. I get it. It's a prototype. I'm not reviewing it. I'm just kind of giving you my impressions, right? I'd have to give it 100%. This prototype has got 100%, got a little gnat in here. Man, it's warm down here in Texas and we're getting the bugs out already. And they're coming into the house, just so you know. I hate it. Yeah, this is really nice, 100% for the fidgety goodness. It's really stinking cool. Really, really stinking cool. Action's really nice. Really, really nice. All right, guys. So if you haven't, check out the link below. There's going to be a Kickstarter for it. I think if this speaks to you at all, okay, if you like it, if you think it looks cool at all, this is definitely one to get in on. I think, let's take a look. All right, so the Kickstarter... I'm going to click on it here real quick. All right, so just so you know, here, let me just show you. Here's the Kickstarter right here. All right, so here's the Kickstarter. Outbreak Magnacut, right? Right now they're going for a goal of 28,000 to get this off. They got 42 days to go. They got 33 backers. If I were to back this project, which I will be doing, come on, let's click on it. Here we go. The pledge is 250. All right, so you can get that. You can get the one with the sprinkles, without the sprinkles. You can get 2 knives, right, for 250. I believe this knife after the Kickstarter is going to probably be, I'm guessing it's going to be a $300 knife. There's a lot of nice touches. You got Magnacut, you got titanium. There's a lot of things in here for even being made overseas. That is not unusual to see that price. And there's a lot of small aesthetics on here that's very key. And you may not notice it, but I really have, because I was gonna be a little picky, and even with my pickiness, everything has been really well taken care of. All the little chamfering, all the little corners, all the little things that, after a while, would become a knife keeper or a knife killer, right? I have a knife that for collection keeper or collection killer, right? That's what I would call it. This definitely has all the makings of a collection keeper, right? It doesn't have little things that after a while would get on my case, would bother me. I have a few knives that I will never get rid of because they are just perfect in the flow and the feel of how it feels. And this definitely gets in that realm. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm sincerely impressed with this. So, and that's, I want to wish him the best, right? I would have taken it apart. I would have torn it apart and then said, hey, these are things you need to fix for this to become an outstanding knife. I gotta tell you, man, they knocked it out. I mean, every one of the things I was getting ready to, maybe dog on them for, they're done. They're done. They're simply done, right? I mean, if the aesthetic, here's the thing: if the aesthetic doesn't speak to you, I get it. If this is not an aesthetic that calls out to you, I get it. That may not be for you, but if it does, if just in the slightest, this is beautiful and it's executed so stinking well. And so I definitely would like for you guys to, go take a look, see if it's something you would like. I'm going to recommend it because I like it. Now, it's not a review recommendation, it's a prototype recommendation. So take it for that, right? I'm going to recommend it as a prototype. But I'm not going to put it in recommended knives because it's not a production one that I reviewed yet. But I will tell you it's definitely going to be a recommended knife for sure. So this is a review, impressions, and well, you know what? I will put it in recommended knives, but just notice a recommended prototype. Let me put it to you that way. This will be a recommended prototype because that's what we're doing. We're looking at a prototype, we're recommending it, and there's my door for someone at the door. So sorry about that. But definitely recommend this particular knife. If you get a chance, become part of the Kickstarter. I would definitely Kickstarter. Definitely consider checking this knife out. I think it's pretty stinking cool. I'm pretty honored to have had a chance. Boy, somebody's just at that door and I can't really pause it right now, so I apologize. But I really recommend this knife for you guys to, go see if it's something up your alley. I think it's pretty cool. So there you go. Hey, if you got any questions about this knife, this prototype, maybe questions I could go ask the Crispy Donut community about, I would love to have them, and I will definitely go reach out to them because they're great guys. And they would answer your questions too, by the way, just so you know. They're really good about that. So just something to keep in mind. If you have any questions about the channel, questions about this impressions, this is sort of a prototype impressions. We could call it sort of a prototype review. It's not a full production review. It's a prototype impressions review. I want to be real clear. Very different than doing a production review. When I get a hold of the production knife, I will do a full unboxing and review of that. Okay, that'll be different, right? That's when, we're gonna say, okay, this is it. This is what you executed. Let's take a look at it. I gotta tell you, for a prototype, they would do really well with that full review. They really would, because this is pretty good. This is really good. It's one of the nicer prototypes I've dealt with. I've had some prototypes, they're rough, but I see what the concept is, I see what they're going with it, and I really believe it's going to be a great knife, and many times they are, right? And knowing what they did with the prototype here and fixed a few things on this thing, there was a little sharp edge here that they were dealing with. There was these sharp up here they dealt with really well. And they learned from that, because here, this is really well. Now, right now, I go over this. It's not sharp. As soon as I push down, I'm locked in. That's the kind of jimping you want. If you're going to use this knife, that's the kind of jimping you want on a knife. I like that a lot. And I like the fact that I can replace the thumb studs if I wanted to. Put tritium thumb studs in there if I wanted to. Some different cool ones. That would be cool, right? Can definitely do that. So I do hope, one of the other things I do hope they consider, maybe some aftermarket pocket clips, hardware cassette, because this is just me, again, and I think there's a market here. I would like this to be all plain titanium. I would like all the hardware to be plain, including thumb studs. I like the look of a straight up, plain steel, plain titanium knife. I think that would be a cool look. This is nice enough that this would pull it off well. So, hey, maybe if they have, the Kickstarter takes off, we get all the funding, and I really hope you guys consider doing that, because I'm gonna. It gets all that going. I would really very much love to see that. I think that would look really cool. The other benefit of something like that, people who buy a plain Jane like this, they can anodize it to their heart's content. Tempest Knives did something like that with his Jetstream. And the plain ones that he sold, man, I've seen people do some crazy anodizations on those. Looks gorgeous. Put a purple on there. I think this would be a beautiful candidate for that. So just my 2 cents on it. Hope they consider it. Hopefully, they get to that point where they can do that and they offer the extra hardware. I think that would be super stinking cool. What do you think, Crispy Donut community? I hope you like that idea. And if you do, I'd love to see it, because I would buy the extra hardware, by the way. All right, so here you go. That's my review, my honest impression. It's a prototype. I'm giving you my impressions. Everything I've noticed here. I have nothing in this game. I'm going to be backing the Kickstarter like regular you. I don't get anything special for this. I'm just going to back it. Well, I did. I got this little thing because I was a chance to talk about it, and that's cool. And you know what's going to happen most likely with this? This is going to be part of a giveaway, because you know me. I like to pass on things that are given to me to give to you guys. So that's going to be absolutely some cool stuff, some more bling for giveaways. And as much as I appreciate it and as much as I want to use it, I have a couple of their patches that were special. They're on my wall of patches, wall of stickers, and they're not leaving. But most of them, any extras, I have given away, because that's just what I do. It's part of the other giveaways. So there we go. All right, this is a long one, I know, but it is a review impressions of a prototype that's pretty special, and I'm pretty excited to get an opportunity to check out. So let me know what you think. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? If you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to grow, produce more content, do more things, ultimately more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to every one of you guys who watch the videos, who like the videos, who subscribe. I genuinely and sincerely appreciate you guys. You help the channel so much. And if you haven't already, maybe hit that notification button so you can be notified of future content as well. And then finally, to all my channel members, I want to give a big shout out, a big, huge thank you to every one of you channel members out there. You guys are amazing. I very, very much appreciate you guys. You've been here, some of you, many from the very beginning, and it means the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you guys have been on the fence, you thought, hey, I might like to become a channel member, check out the description down below. I have links for it. There's 3 different tiers, some very introductory, very low, tier 1, and all the way up to tier 3, where you get some extra early content, you get some special stickers, some different things that go on. Very much appreciate whatever level you would love to support the channel. And as a way for me to say thank you, if you have been a channel member and haven't asked yet, or you just became a channel member, I'd love to send you a sticker. I'd like to send that to everyone, to all the channel members, that is. So every one of the channel members, definitely want to send that out to you if you haven't already gotten the sticker. And also, just as you know, once a month giveaway for all my channel members. I do like to do that. A once a month channel member giveaway to say thank you and appreciate you guys as well. So thank you. Thank you to all you guys out there. You guys are awesome. And finally, if you haven't already, let me grab my card if I can grab it. Oh, I got 2 of them. Let me just grab one. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.